Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Danielle and I'm from Cageless Readings. So today's pick a card, we are going to be doing what is next in love. And we're going to be looking at just like who is this person, some like personality traits or key attributes, and what that relationship with them might look like. So that being said, if you want to take a few deep breaths, get grounded, connected, and recentered in your bodies, that is the best way to read your highest potential versus the fears. And if you ever feel scared during reading or yucky during a reading, then that's a sign that we might just have been reading your shadow attributes, which happens because there's duality. And in that case, just disregard it. We don't care about our worst case scenarios we can think of. We want to know what our highest potential is, or at least I personally do. So that being said, yeah, just take some deep breaths, calm down that nervous system and get connected with yourself, and then ask if there's a message for you in one of these piles. And pile 1 here is going to be, it's called a house. It says house card on the back. So this is pile 1. Kind of looks like a lot of apartment buildings, but sure, house. Pile 2 is this house plant. Pile 3 is this snake. Looks like he's smiling. The smiling snake. So if you feel drawn to one of these piles, then I will see you in your pick a card reading. And if not, don't worry. There's so many card readings on YouTube. Just go click on another and see if you're drawn to one of those. I'll see you shortly. Hello, pile 1. So you chose the house card. And I'm just going to put that here for now. And I am just going to pull cards on what kind of personality or what kind of traits or archetype is next for you in love. So I'm looking at the other person's energy, just to clarify. What is the other person's energy? Who's coming in? Old soul. Shaman. And we have assertive and nobility. Okay, that being said, just for an energy check, maybe we should also pull a card for the energy that you'll be in. Cool. Cards are falling all over the place. Energy that you'll be in. Okay, awesome. I like that. So, my intention for you is that you're the bottom pile line. There we go. I'm like, what is this called? The bottom line? I'll just pull this out. And this other person, you're next in love, is the top row here. Okay, pile 1. So I have to say, the energy that you're in, it feels like you're at the start of a completion of a cycle. So if you're currently not dating anyone or have not been dating anyone for a little while, this feels like this is you after you've sort of gained some confidence in yourself and reorientated reorientated sort of your goals for yourself. Like, how do I explain this? Like, this feels like this comes after you've spent a lot of time by yourself, really reflecting on, say, maybe past relationship styles past relationships that you've attracted in. So, for example, I wouldn't be surprised if this is after you've done some work and really realized, like, if you've had a habit of dating like emotionally avoidant people or chasing people. And I keep thinking of this podcast about, what's it called? Love Life by Matthew Hussey. I keep thinking of like his like advice. Like, I feel like it's like after you've built yourself up and realized what are the signs of like when someone has wasted your time, is there like intuitive nudges that you've gotten that someone wasn't showing up as you wanted them to, they weren't being consistent. I kind of get this like really getting strong in what kind of bull poopy, we'll say, you're not going to put up with. But this comes after having spent some time by yourself and really learning to prioritize and honor yourself and like up your standards. Like Fox is all about like finding a good partner, someone who like challenges you, or I shouldn't say challenges you, who matches you intellectually. But then I also see like this orca card, like someone who just gets you, like someone who is heading in the same direction as you in life, who wants to maybe live a little less standard life. Like when I see this, I kept getting drawn to the fact, the line that says manifest your travel dreams. So I feel like you are like wanting someone who, I don't know, it might not be that like maybe you don't want to have kids, or maybe you don't want to have like a standard life. Like maybe you're someone who wants to travel a lot for work, or like make travel and work, or your travel and home life are like kind of interconnected somehow. But this, I really am drawn to the fact that you actually want someone who wants to travel and experience different cultures with you a lot. Especially when I look at all these cards, like all this is like changing environments. Like I don't feel like you want to be in one place long. And it could also just be symbolic that this, like, you just want someone who will grow with you, who like you challenge each other to expand. I don't know. I just, everything I'm getting though, it just feels like someone who really gets clear on what their non-negotiables are, what they're wanting out of a relationship, and wanting like a steady, consistent, reliable partner. I also kind of get like not someone who, I don't feel like it's opposites attract, but it's like you're wanting someone where you have your commonalities, but like then there is some differences that actually make you stronger together. Because I keep feeling this is like counterpart energy, but like I said, it's not like you're so different that it's like confusing why you would even work. It's like you have a lot of commonalities, but there are some things that are just different enough that you honor each other. For example, it could be like disorganized versus organized. Like maybe you're very disorganized and you're like having a partner who is very organized would be a benefit to you, or vice versa. It feels stuff like that, like complementing. You really want someone who complements you and complements your lifestyle and wants the same things as you. So this really feels like, how am I putting your energy? Your energy here feels like strong in who you are. You know what you want, and you aren't ready to just settle for anything. Like you have vision, you have focus, you know what you want. And I even find it so appropriate that you chose this house card, because it feels like someone who you can actually build strong foundations with, build a strong home with, someone who is like your grounding point. Like you are grounded in yourself, but you want someone else to build foundations with. Does that make sense? Like you're just, it feels like you're so ready. So if you're right now not feeling quite like this, but you're working towards this, I think this is a great sign that once you've kind of come full circle, that's when this person's going to come in, when you're ready. You feel so, so ready in this energy. Yeah. And even like the adventure part coming through, like just being ready to like take on this new experience and go through this all and just have this person to share it with. So let's look at the energy of the person coming in. First thing, I can't help but notice it all has very old soul, wise soul vibes. Anytime I see this cougar card come out, I always feel like a lot of wisdom. The elk talks about nobility, being humble, and basically I always feel this is a wisdom card as well, because it's almost like, in my mind, to be like noble, it's like to have gone through and gone under a lot of experiences to come out on top and have learned from it. And you don't just like get put there, you like struggled and learned. Also, can't help but notice there's two mountain cards. Mountains could be important. Maybe this person comes from the mountains. Maybe this person really, really feels connected to the land that they're from, or something like that. This person can be outdoorsy, actually. They might be very good, I feel like, with physical skills. So like, I don't know, like they could be like a carpenter, they could be like someone who is like a plumber. Like it just feels like someone who knows very practical skills and like life skills. But like, I don't know, like it just feels like an old school kind of classic um skill sets, like can build the things they need to build or fix the things that need fixing, or just are clever enough and smart enough to figure out how things work or how to make things to, I don't know. I like it though. They feel like a good person to be building foundations with. Yeah. But everything here too, I feel like this person, how do I put it? I feel like this person is going to be a bit older, so doesn't mean like really old, but I don't think this is someone in their 20s. I'll put it that way. I think this person feels like they have a lot of life experience behind them. It kind of feels like they've lived through some challenging things, that they've learned to be a little cautious, I think is the right word, cautious in the decisions they make. And you know what I really like about this is I feel like you have very playful energy here, and it almost helps this person with their very super serious energy. And it's not that this person can't have fun. I think they just have gone through a lot of things in life that's made them a little more serious. You know, it's almost like they feel like they've disconnected a little bit from their inner child, like the more joyful, playful side, just because they think whatever they've gone through in life, they've really had to pull themselves back up from underneath something. So I wouldn't be surprised if this person is someone who, say, maybe was like divorced or something like that, and maybe like they had to start over in their business or something like that. Like this feels like someone who is quite successful and has been quite successful, but have had to build themselves up multiple times. Yes. And I feel like they're like cautious, and they might be a little more introverted on first appearance. But I think once you get to know them, like they are just like such a secure person. How do I put that? Like I think they have some fears and stuff from past relationship. That's kind of what I'm getting. Like this person feels a little bit guarded, but once they are like committed to something, they just have a very loyal energy. And I think that's not even why like they might be slower moving. And this is kind of where it's funny. It's like where I said like there's a bit of an opposite vibe, but not really. Like there's a lot of commonalities, but you're just opposite enough in ways that complement each other. Like this person seems like you are like get right in there, and then this person is slower to get to know people. They're more cautious. They think before they move. They do a lot of thinking. I definitely think that they can seem a little more introverted, but then I think once they know people, they're very warm and very protective. Like this person, they don't have to be physically a male, but they have a lot of masculine energy. Feel very protective. And over here, it's more like nurturing feminine energy. And I actually feel like that's going to be one of those opposite things where you like attract each other, because it's like you're able to hold more of the feminine energy in the relationship. And I think they hold more of the masculine energy in the relationship. And it feels very complementary. But definitely this person has learned a lot. Like this person I feel like is actually so wise, and they know so much. About life, I should say. This person has a strong like life, like I said, I feel like I don't know what happened to them in their life, but I can tell they've like had to build themselves up from nothing. I think a few times, not just once, but multiple times. Could even be that they've had a few very serious relationships where they maybe had to like heal and then really grow from them or something like that. Definitely though. Definitely gone through some shit. Yeah. Very serious about things in some ways. Okay. So let's kind of look at, let's see. This is where I'm like, should have planned this reading out better. What will your relationship look like with this person? I mean, I've kind of talked about that a little bit. Like, I feel like they're going to be very solid, very slow moving. Like I can't stop looking at these cats and being like, you know, like my cats will stare at something they want to play with for like so long before they just give in and start playing with it. Like sometimes I really, really impatient. And I'm like, should I even keep trying to play with them with this toy? So I'm like kind of getting that vibe here where I keep seeing this, where it's like, you might be like, they're not interested. I don't know what's happening, but they're just very cautious and very slow moving. So that's something to remember for this pile. Very, very slow moving. Okay. Let's see. You know what? That's a great point. I was just going to say, what are you going to bring out in this? What are you going to bring out in this relationship for this person? That's a good one. Okay. I don't know if I actually want these reversed or if I just happen to be holding the cards upside down. We'll flip them around. We don't want reverse energy. So this is what you're going to bring. And then how about on the bottom, we do what they're going to bring to this relationship. Okay. Okay, so I hate to say this, my friends, but definitely get that this is going to be slow moving at the start. I mean, I kind of already was like pointing towards that. As I was saying, I think you're quite gung-ho and they're quite slow. But what we have you bringing to the relationship is more playfulness and lightheartedness. What I love about the playfulness card is it talks a lot about, also over here, it talks a lot about kind of helping heal some past wounds and some past belief systems. So I feel like just like with who you are, you seem very compassionate, very loving, very caring. And I'm not sure if that's something that this person has had that much in their relationships. Like, I don't know. I get the impression that they haven't dated maybe the most kind and compassionate people, just with like the energy and the caution there. Or if they, I don't know, or if they have let people in, they ended up like maybe breaking their hearts, something like that. But I feel like it's just everything I'm getting here is like you're actually going to be, like, what is that word? Like, you're almost going to be proving to them that it exists. Someone who is like playful and loving and kind. And like, when I see heart to heart conversations, like, I wonder if they've dated really avoidant people or if they have not felt heard or seen or like their needs were met in relationships. And I feel like that's definitely something you are going to be changing for them. Like, definitely with your energy over here, like everything about you was like gentle and loving and nurturing and paying attention to partner, prioritizing partners. And I think that's actually going to be kind of shocking for this person. I definitely think there will be a bit of a communication block that you're going to have to work through. So I feel like you're going to be like ready to have conversations. And like I said, I feel like you've done a lot of work by the time this relationship comes around. And I feel like what's going to be hard for you is getting this person to open up. When I see unrequited love, I always am drawn usually to the communication aspect, like the blue chakra, the throat chakra. And I feel like you're going to be trying to have conversation with this person. And unfortunately, I think at the start, they might be guarded. I think that's the right word. They feel guarded. Maybe we should ask for some advice for you there, because I don't really like leaving it with that. Some advice, what you can do about that, because I do get, yes, this is a soulmate, so it does feel like this is a person that you are supposed to meet and you are going to greatly influence. Well, let's see, what can you do here? Okay, so we have cut your cords, Archangel Michael, and release. Yeah, so I feel like part of the lesson for this is going to, and I mean, I don't know your dating history, but I feel like this person at the start might bring up some old wounds that you have yourself in romantic relationships. So if you have a habit of dating emotionally avoidant people as well, or people who wouldn't talk through things, who would disappear, breadcrumbing, you know, that kind of stuff, where like they give you attention and then they disappear. This person, from their guarded behavior, and I kind of feel like the fear they have, might trigger some of that. And I think this is actually an opportunity. Like, soulmate relationships are all about people who help us grow. And sometimes we grow through it together and it all works out. And sometimes we just get that lesson to fully get rid of it. But I do feel like you're going to do good if you keep in mind that you're protected and that the universe always has the best in store for you, or the best at heart for you. And I feel like you don't take things personally. I think it's actually going to be a very growth-based relationship for you as well. Because as you are teaching this person what a relationship can be, it's also going to give you an opportunity to reiterate the boundaries that you've learned and not get attached to what has happened to you in the past and see that as the only thing in the future. Does that make sense? Like, I think it's going to be like, first thing I should just say is that in love readings, there's always multiple possibilities because there's more than one person involved. And I feel like if you are just being yourself and you are making sure that you aren't getting pulled into past patterns or past belief systems, that's all you can do, and show up as the beautiful person you are, and show up with those like heart-to-heart conversations, with that playful energy, with that optimism, with that belief that like you are deserving of love, and knowingness that you are deserving of love. That I feel like is going to be all you're meant to do in this relationship. And if this person overcomes their triggers and their limiting beliefs, and I have to say, so what's coming up for them is past people not holding you to the actions of their exes, and not holding you to their, like when I see religious factors, I usually see that as like their limiting beliefs they've established around relationships, what they believe is limiting. Like, how do I put this? Like, I'm so sorry, Pal ones, but like you are going literally to prove everything wrong to this person. Like, how do I say this? Like, you being you teaches this person that there's actually kind, compassionate, loving, honest, authentic, vulnerable people out there. And it's going to be up to them to see you for who you are and not have their blinders on about their exes and how their exes have treated them and how they've like taken on limiting beliefs about themselves because of their exes. Does that make sense? They are going to feel a lot of passion for you. I do get that. They're going to see a lot of passion for you. And I feel like they're going to see like a future with you, like a traditional future where they want to take care of you. They want to be the person you rely on. They want to be there for you, but they're definitely going to be battling this fear and these limiting beliefs about what relationships can be or can't be. So this is a tricky one because it's like all you can do is make sure you're not getting pulled into your limiting beliefs of the past and getting pulled back. And like I was saying, like that's all you can do, and that is you actually learning from this experience. But you can really hope that this person learns from like your kind and openness to basically give you the same opportunity you're giving them and not holding them accountable to the people they remind you of. Because I really feel like this person is actually quite a catch, but they're being challenged in this relationship to not run away out of fear, basically, to not hold their future to only being what they've gotten. Yeah. So I'm just going to ask if there's anything else you can do, because it's so frustrating when you kind of get a card reading that's like, well, either they're going to step up or they're not going to make it. They're not going to be the person you would like them to be. So anything else, any other guidance for you guys? Okay. Awesome. Look at that. We have God Box. So God Box is all about like staying strong in that non-negotiable. So like you staying very centered in what you want to see in a partner. Don't let that sway. If this person doesn't meet up to that standard, don't worry. There's so many soulmates out there. You'll find the one that's aligned with you. But this person is coming in because either they will step up and be that person you're wanting them to be, or they're going to reiterate those lessons that you have spent all this time alone learning about wanting consistency, wanting someone who values you as you deserve to be valued, wanting someone who builds a strong foundation with you, wanting someone who is like a life partner and not just going to screw around. It's like staying strong in that. So this is saying stay strong in your vision and what you want for yourself and know that's attainable. And just because this person may or may not be able to meet that standard, don't let that be a decision or influence your decision on what you think you deserve to have or not. So vacuum away fear is like stay strong. Get rid of that fear, because if it's not this person, there's another soulmate out there that will meet the standards that you want for yourself. They will meet them. Don't get worried that there's only this one person and you have to basically accept less than what you're deserving of, okay? I know that's easier said than done, but it's just saying don't believe in scarcity mindset. You are deserving of the most beautiful things that you want to experience. And then have you asked the angels for help with this? I feel like this is just like a little reminder to just like ask for synchronicities, ask for confirmations, maybe pull some cards. If you even know this person already and you're like, I'm not sure if this is like a standard that I should be putting up with, I would ask and be like, okay, are they meeting me where I want to be meeting them? Or are they being inconsistent? Are they not being reliable? Are they not doing as they're saying they're going to do? Are they saying one thing and not showing up? If that wasn't part of your non-negotiables, then that person is not meeting the standard that you're wanting for yourself. And then you have your answer. So maybe we can ask. I mean, I kind of feel like I am seeing why this person is coming to your life, because it feels like a very soul growth possibility. Like you are helping them grow so much just by even being you, like I was saying, and proving to them that there are, like I was saying, authentic, compassionate, heart-based people. I think that's something this person has stopped seeing in the world. I don't think they see people as being loving and compassionate. They've lost a little bit of hope there. So I think that in itself is part just why you could be coming to this person's life, but also because there is a possibility of you both coming together and being able to build something beautiful together. But like I said, if they are not showing up as you deserve, then there will be another soulmate for you. And part of the challenge is you not lowering your standards to meet this person where they're at, if they're not at the level you want them to be. But yeah. Not always this one is. Okay. What does pile one need to hear right now? Any messages from the guides for pile one? Freedom. Guide. Song of the Sirens, Adrift. Ooh, okay, I love this. So this is independent, self-determined, a guide, mentor, trustworthy ally, letting go, allowing a higher force to take charge, the call, summoning voice, and to acknowledge. So what I'm getting from this, my friends, part of this is teaching you to let go of control and the fact that you cannot change people. They're going to show up or they're not going to. And it has nothing to do with you. Has all to do with the other person. Like, are they going to overcome their fears and take action and show up how they should show up for you? Or are they going to stay stuck in fear and just keep playing out the same cycles that haven't been serving them? You can't actually change anything about that. All you can do is be you, live your life, know your standards, know what you are willing to compromise on and what you are not, and to not lose value in yourself. Like, I feel like that is actually the biggest lesson here, is knowing that if someone can't meet you where you need them to meet you, it has nothing to do with your value or doing something wrong. They just didn't step up to overcoming their own fears, their own shit. You know, it has nothing to do with you. It's totally to do with them and them not working through it. And I hate to say it, but like, it's actually, you know, not everyone has the courage to face their fears. And you are one of the brave ones, my friend. You, like I was saying, you spend a lot of time getting to know yourself and getting strong in yourself. And not everyone takes the time to do that. So do not let all that work go for nothing. You keep your standards high and beautiful and exactly where they should be. Yeah, I feel like this is you. You're a little badass where you're just like, I know what I deserve and I'm not going back into those old cycles or those old patterns. I'm not going to go back. And you're going to be tempted by this person to go back into those patterns. If they don't step up, they're going to be, I think, kind of like that classic person you would have gone for. So I really hope this person does step up and does take on their fears and isn't like, just even for their own life, right? Like, to overcome those cycles, it doesn't feel good to be stuck in limiting beliefs and like self-affirming destructive patterns. So I hope for both your sakes that they do, but don't compromise if they don't. Anyways, I feel like I'm just rambling at this point. Let's see, is there anything else I should be asking this pile? Let's see. I was doing this reading, would it be anything else? I think I would just want to know why this person isn't stepping up, but I feel like, unfortunately, I've given that answer, is that it's just nothing to do with you. It's just them not having the courage to face their fears. So, wish you the best of luck. Do not compromise. And there is just like this like need to just like know your value, know what you're worthy of, know what you're deserving of, and release control that you cannot make this person take those actions. All you can do is be you, be beautiful, set your standards, set your boundaries. And if they're not meeting up, release them and move on to the next soulmate that is more aligned. Okay, you know what? Actually, how do you release them? I feel like someone might be asking that. How do you release them if they don't meet up to your standards? Okay. So from what I get from this is not being afraid to explore other connections. And if you find yourself like really just putting all your eggs in one basket, for lack of better words, or just putting all your focus on them, starting to release that. So maybe instead of like constantly checking your phone to see if they messaged you, just like starting to be like, all right, they're not meeting me where I'm wanting them to. I'm going to maybe go on dates with other people. And maybe even just making a date with somebody else even helps you change that energy that's going on. And then I get this like release control, and like I think there's going to be a part of this pile that is really tempted to just put everything in on this person, whether they're showing up or not. And it's just like, once again, I get that that's like a lesson to know that you do not need to lower your standards. There's no scarcity mindset needed. You have more than one soulmate, and the one that steps up for you is the one worthy of you. So it's just like letting go of that person who, if they're not meeting where you're at, I should say that. Once again, if they're not meeting where you're at. So some of you might have chosen this pile and you've already met this person. And this is why I feel like I'm going into this much detail. And other ones of you, you haven't met this person yet, and you just need to see which energy they're going to meet you in. And like I said, I really hope it does all work out, but just know that they're not your only option, and that there is someone who will meet your standards where you want them to be met, and to not settle. Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully that brought some clarity or peace for you all. If not, I'm so sorry. But this is all I have for you here, and I'm just wishing you the best of luck. And you know that how beautiful you are. There's so much like foundational healing happening here for you either way. So much about this is just like really getting strong in who you know you're that was like, let's try to say two things at once. Getting strong in what you know you're deserving of, and changing patterns that you've had in romantic partnerships, or even in like deeper connections with friends or family members. Like, this is really healing. That's why it's hard. And there's a lot of old patterns that are going to want to come up, but this is This is how you change it. And you have done so much work, so much deep diving to not repeat these patterns. So it's just, I really want to acknowledge you. This isn't easy because it's going against everything you were taught to not accept low standards and to ask for more. Yeah, it's a lot of work. But you're beautiful and you deserve the best, and you deserve to be treated in the best way and with the kindness and compassion and consideration and consistency that you bring to a relationship. You deserve that back. Remember, you want someone to build strong foundations with, not someone who only shows up sometimes. Okay. You've got this. You deserve the best. And I just hope you have a wonderful day. Okay, pile 2, you chose the houseplant card. So to begin, I'm just going to start with the... I'm going to start with the energy you're going to be in when this next romance comes in, or this next soulmate comes in. So what is your energy? Okay. And what is the energy of the person, the soulmate that's coming in? What energy are they going to be in? Friend. That's clearly what we all want. Is it to say friend? So, yeah. Okay. So for you, we have wisdom, regeneration, and grace. So I definitely get that this is going to be when you're in an energy of having... Learn from mistakes is the word I keep getting. Learn from past relationships, learn from past... I should say relationships, as I feel like this is like literally like relationships that you were in romantic partnerships with others, but also just like in friendships and just in like other relationships in general. Like I feel like this is coming from like realizing what people need in relationships to feel seen and supported and acknowledged and valued. Like this feels like this person, like you really like learned a lot. So this might be after a phase of having been single for a while and really exploring how to be like a better friend, to be a better, I don't know if you work with people, but be better at supporting clients or something like that. This just feels like all around really understanding what people need foundationally to feel supported in relationships. Feels like deep wisdom here. Regeneration, I get this from like having taken that time where you've learned all this and really seen what people are needing, and maybe even like had reflected on why you didn't feel supported in past relationships, what needs were not met for you, what you would have liked someone to say or done for you, and like really taking all that knowledge and I don't like, how do I say, like, I get like the chameleon vibe here, like changing your skin so that you can be a better partner for others in future and understand how you can meet other people's needs more in a relationship. But also when I see the grace card, it's like knowing what you're wanting in a relationship. Like you're wanting like a mate, a soul mate, someone who equally gets this kind of stuff for you as well. You know, the other thing I'm getting too is I feel like this is going to be when you're in the energy of... How do I put it? It's almost like, I don't know if ego death is quite right, but it's almost like you having realized where you've gone wrong in relationships, or like maybe where you hadn't like expressed things that you needed from a partner. Clearly, this just feels like someone who's coming very humbly, like someone who understands that they aren't going to be a perfect human all the time, but they are going to try their best, and coming at a relationship with the energy of wanting to do the best that you can and be the best support system that you can be, while still having compassion and sympathy, to know that you won't always be able to uphold the perfect standards in a relationship. Does that make sense? Yeah, it really feels like you're coming from like very humble place. That's definitely the word for this pile, humble. But then interesting enough, the person, the soulmate coming in, the energy that they have, what I like about its fact it says community, friend, and inner knowing. I feel like this is someone who's going to be from like similar cycles from you. So this is where I almost get a bit of the impression that this pile might be into some kind of like, you might have like some kind of customer service. Like, I don't know. I feel like you see clients. That's what I get. I feel like you see clients, and this person might be in the same kind of job field where they also see clients, where they also support people or hold people accountable or something. There's some commonality in what you both do for work. Because this person seems like your kind of people. Like, that's what I get from the community. Like, they like their values, and like they have the same focus as you do. And I think that's even how they're going to kind of slip in. Like, I think they're going to just start a relationship with you thinking that it is just like a comrade or a friend, or like someone who has mutual interests as them or values as them. It's so funny because I almost feel like you're going to catch this person off guard. Like, they're not going to anticipate the fact that you're going to be romantically interested in them. And when I see the house plan, what makes me laugh is I feel like when I saw this card, I kept thinking about like nurturing a relationship. So like this might be one where it takes time to seed, is kind of what I see, and just taking time to care for it and it having it grow. So I kind of feel like you might be having your eye on this person, but this person doesn't see you coming. Not in a romantic way, at least. Yeah. But that being said, I feel like some of you are like, well, what are their character traits? I think this person is going to be very reliable and dependable. And they're definitely someone who values work and career highly. So their job is very fulfilling to them. And I do feel like their identity is pretty enmeshed in the career that they have. So they might really like if they were to say who they are, they would bring up their job in their identity. If you were to meet them, they'd say, hi, I am a whatever they are. A love coach, a psychologist, a support worker, a social service person, whatever it is, they do definitely identify as what they do for work. This is really important to them. But I think that's even why you're going to get along with them, is because I think you're quite like passionate about relationships, connections, and how to be a better person. And their job is what forces them into that as well. So you do have this commonality there. Yeah, and they do really love their job. I get so much passion and excitement around their job. I don't really see much else, only because they're so, they care so much about their work. And I really do feel like they're making a difference. Like, I keep thinking of the bee as being of service. And I feel like their job does involve them being a bit of a leader or a role model for others. So yeah, this person seems very mature. Mature in a good way, where they just have their stuff together. That's how I feel about this person. But so do you. Your energy is very wise and like smart and like considerate and observant, and so is this person. So you do feel like a good intellectual match. Like, I should say that I feel like there's strong intellectual vibes coming from both of you, being very wise and very like just understanding why humans do what they do. And like, I don't know, I feel like I'm not quite nailing it, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. So anyways, that being said, let's look at the dynamics of this relationship. So what does this relationship have in store? Or you know what? Let's reword this. What are you going to bring to this relationship? My pile twos or pile ones. No, you're my pile twos. What are you bringing to this relationship? We have, it's safe for you to love yourself first, religious factors, trust, and then what are they bringing to this relationship? You deserve love, give your relationship a chance, career, of course, and retreat. Okay. Interesting. So what you really bring to this relationship, I have to say this, let's just play on these core attributes that are coming forward. and safe for you to love. So I really do feel like what you're bringing forward is sort of the healed version of what you've learned from your past relationships. I'm getting that very strongly. Like, you are going to be someone who understands what happens when needs or words or attention or whatever doesn't happen in a relationship. It's like you really have a deep understanding about why things go wrong the way they go wrong. So I don't know if for work you do something where you literally like counsel like partners or couples or something, because it seems like that should be your job. You seem to have a little awareness about why things work or why things don't work for people, and you really are bringing that into the relationship. So it's almost like I feel like you're a very strong support. You bring strong foundations. You're very good at holding space for the relationship and for conversations that need to happen. And I think you're very good at analyzing and seeing where, like, where needs aren't being met and voicing them. So you're someone I feel like who's going to be very good at being like, hey, I feel like something's off. Do you want to talk about something, or is there something you want to share? Like, and I just feel like that's going to be like the thing that you do very well in this relationship, is holding space for conversation. And oh, there's Millie. And what's the word I'm looking for here? Not avoiding problems. That's a great one. Not avoiding problems. And I think just your comfortability and your approachability to these kind of conversations is going to make communication easier, because I feel like I keep seeing that. Like, I think you're going to be very good at creating conversations, or creating safe space for conversations, which is really awesome. It takes a lot of personal work and personal growth to do. And I'm not sure if that's something that this pile has always been good at. So I just really want to acknowledge that as well. Because if you've worked hard at that, it's showing. It's definitely showing. So here we have you deserve love, give your relationship a chance, finances and career, and retreat. You know, this is going to sound a little odd, but I do get the impression that this person is going to hold, like, what am I trying to say here? Like, it's like they're so career focused and their identity is so tied to their career that I almost feel like whatever they do, they're quite successful at. And I'm not sure if this is something that this pile is like wanting, but I feel like this person is going to be comfortable with being the main or maybe even the only financial contributor in a relationship. I don't know if that's quite the right word. Like, I feel like this person's career is so well off that they are going to be someone who is able to sort of like spoil their partner or take them on trips or do nice things with them, because I do feel like the job that they do does pay quite well. And like I said, I feel like they're so passionate about it that they're naturally just very good at it. And I don't know if this pile is like wanting to have kids or something, but if there is that desire for you, I do feel like this person would be able to support you and a family without you having to work. That might not be for everyone. As I say that, some people are like cringing. Some of you really do care about the work you do and do not want to give up your work. You do not have to. And just feel like that is an option. That's going to be something that is possible with this person, because I do feel like they have a lot of financial abundance. You deserve love and give your relationship a chance. You know what? I actually just love this is I feel like this person is also very ready for a relationship. Once again, you match each other's energy very well, where like you both have come from relationships where you can see where you went wrong. Like, you can see where you went wrong in your own accountability and self-reflection. Same with this person. And I feel like they've really done a lot of work as well to change that, because I do feel like for them it is like a core value for them to have a mutually what is that? Like, they want a strong relationship. Like, I feel like this person feels a little more traditional in the sense, like, I feel like they do want marriage with someone someday. They do want to be someone who is financially supportive for their partner. They do want to be someone who is dependable and reliable. And I feel like this person is a huge words of affirmation. Like, I think they receive words of affirmation really strongly, which is interesting because I was mentioning it for you, my friends, that you have a strong energy of being someone who would know what people need to hear or why things have gone wrong, things that they maybe need to be acknowledged from. And I even think that's why you're going to be so complimentary to this person, is because they really thrive off words of affirmation. And I think you've learned how to have words of affirmation, which is awesome. This person feels really good balance for you, like for each other. Like, I feel like they're like really consistent and safe. They have a lot of earth energy. Like, they feel like someone who is loyal, grounded, consistent, reliable, passionate. They have a lot of passion. If that's something you're worried about having not been in your past relationships, this person definitely has that. They're very passionate about the things they do. I feel like they're also very passionate about the people in their life. And I just, I'm so glad I'm doing this reading. This makes me so excited for you and so excited for whoever gets this relationship, because it feels so harmonious and complimentary and beautiful, and it feels very reliable and consistent. And that's just beautiful to see. Especially after pile one. They did not have this vibe. Sorry, pile ones. Their vibe seemed like they still had some like hard things to overcome, but you're just in such a beautiful energy, and I'm just so stoked to see this coming through for you. Yeah, so stoked. I feel like this person is someone who has done the work. You have done the work, and therefore you've drawn in someone or found someone who is actually deserving of your trust and all the work that you have done, and will give mutually back to it. So that's so awesome. Yay, pile twos. We're stoked for you. Okay, I'm trying to think what else to ask for you here. How much is anything else pile two needs to know about this relationship? Anything for them to know? Water. Heaviness lifted. Oh, the present. Experiments. Okay. Hey, Toby. He's just meowing over here. Okay, I love this. This is saying like heaviness lifted, which might be something you might really need to hear, because like I was saying, like it seems like you've gone through a lot of hardship in relationship, and like that's not going to always be the case. There's something so beautiful coming your way. We have the present bringing gifts, treasures, realizing value, and newness. I love that. I love that. I love that for you. And then over here, this card is kind of funny. It kind of talks about like our fears. So you might have a little bit of fear that, what would I say? That like some things might be too good to be true, or like, you know, like maybe in the past, like there's things about you that like other partners couldn't handle or saw as like these great downfalls. But what I get from this is like this person is gonna love you for those things. You know, it's almost like, what do they say? Like when we find the right person, like our flaws are hardly even thinkable to them, right? Like we might think that it's so hard to love the fact that we can be maybe a little bossy sometimes, but it turns out this person doesn't even see us as bossy. They don't even see it. Whereas someone else would have been like, you're so bossy and demanding, and like that was like the greatest flaw that they saw in us and they couldn't accept us for it. And this other person is like, I don't even know what you're talking about. You're not bossy to me. And it's not because they're lying, it's because honestly, like they just don't see you in that light as that other person. And I feel like this is just coming through to say like, this person is not going to have you on a pedestal. They're going to see these things that you don't see as lovable within yourself, and they're going to love you despite it. So there's no need to drive yourself crazy worrying about it, because the right person loves you despite the shadow aspects. The flaws aren't deal breakers to them. They're just part of your beauty. And I also feel like there's such an acknowledgement too to like seeing that like in the past, like things haven't been easy for you in relationships. And that's even why it's been like so educational for you. Like I really can't emphasize the amount of wisdom, as it even says on this card, that comes from this aspect of you that comes forward. Like you've really learned so much. So much, and you're not going to make the same mistakes again. Yeah. And I shouldn't even call them mistakes, but I feel like you just see where cycles have happened in your past relationships and you're not going to repeat them. You're just past that. You know better. You're living better and you're like taking action differently. You're not the person you were back in the day when these chaotic relationships were happening. Yeah. Okay, I think this is all I have for you, pile twos. I'm really excited for you. This is really beautiful. And it seems like that kind of love that we all want, you know? So I can see you did a lot of work to get there. So I'm excited this is coming in. Maybe it's already coming for you or it's about to, but I'm just still stoked for you. It's going to be great and you so deserve it. You deserve to be so, so happy. Okay, I hope you have a great one. Maybe I'll catch you around. Hello, pile three. So you chose the snake card. I can't help but feel biased. This is all about transforming. So I wonder if this is going to be about you personally or about your relationships just totally changing. And like I said, I keep feeling like he's smiling. And I don't know why I keep saying he, but apparently I feel like the snake is a boy. So I'm gender identifying it as a man. But I just feel like it feels like something nice is coming your way. Something more healing and more joyful and easier. As easy as relationships can be, I guess. So that being said, I'm just going to pull some cards on the energy you're going to be in when this relationship comes in and the energy they're going to be in. So here we go. What is the energy of pile three for the next soulmate relationship? Got miracles. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Interesting. And what is the energy of the soulmate coming in? What is the energy of the soulmate? Ooh, abundance. I don't like that one. Tiger. Ooh, fiery. Visionary. Oh my gosh. And intuitive. Well, my friends from pile three, I feel like you are trying to manifest in a very spicy relationship. I shouldn't say that. Just something where there's a lot of passion and there's a lot of chemistry and excitement. Just maybe excitement about life, about where the relationship can go. But it just seems like you're like, you know what? I just want something good. I want something that isn't challenging. And I shouldn't say it's like you're just wanting something that is like, doesn't require any effort. But I just feel like when I see this like snake card, that you've just had some hard relationships. You've just had, and you're just done with that. And you want something that's just more fun, enjoyable, and you just get each other. I think that's what I get. Like visionary, feeling seen, intuitive. You just understand each other and you're on the same page. I like that. And what I love about this miracles card is I feel like the energy you're going to be in when you come into this relationship is like you're going to finally be believing that you can have a relationship like that. So you are the joy bringer. I feel like it's just like knowing like your energy is going to be lighter. You're going to be just feeling overall less emotionally stressed in your life. And you're going to be coming from, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Hey, no, you're going to come from a place where you've like learned from the past what you don't want to attract in. So for this pile, like you might have like done some time where you like researched like past behaviors that you've been attracted to or fallen into. So for example, I don't know if you fell into chaser energy or if you had a habit of being always with avoidant people. It could be anxious people as well, but I kind of feel I don't actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. As soon as they said it, I was like, nope, never mind. I was going to say, I feel like if we're the ancient attachment isn't here, but I take that back. I get some vibes where this pile, like if you're the one who's chosen this, that your relationships in the past have just been generally stressful. And it could be because the other person stressed out a lot. They had like attachment insecurities that were very dramatic. So whether that was like they could be extremely avoidant or they could swing around and be very controlling and anxious, it just feel like there was just like a lot of stress. And you're just like, you know what? I'm just done with that. I'm just like ready for something more harmonious, more joyful, more loving and supportive, and someone who has done some of their own healing work. And there's nothing wrong with asking for that. That's what I get from this card is like someone who's worked on some healing. And maybe they're not like an 100% secure attachment, but they're not swinging from one direction to the next. So another thing you might have had in relationships in the past was like disorganized attachment styles. So I feel like this is from the other people. You might have experienced some of that yourself, but what I'm really picking up on is just wanting relationships where people are emotionally regulated. And I don't think you had that in your past relationships. So it is awesome to see this person coming in who feels very stable and very happy. I love it. Like, as soon as you get tiger energy, you kind of get people who are like not afraid to ask for what they want, who are a little more into the pleasure and life. And I just honestly, even with like the giraffes, I'm just getting someone who like knows themselves and it's just honestly like their just focus in life is to be more joyful, to be more in pleasure. Like that's it. They want to experience more pleasure. Even with the abundance card coming through too, like they're just not focused on everything that's going wrong. This person is going to be like so different from anyone you've dated. That's definitely something I get. And I feel like they're just pretty connected in with like what's going on with themselves. So if you've wanted someone who's emotionally regulated, I think you're finally gonna get them. So yay, pile threes. So that being said, let's look at what you're gonna bring to this relationship. What are you gonna bring into this relationship? Pile three. Oh, you have heart-to-heart conversations. Soulmate. Oh my gosh, I love it when we see that. It's safe for you to love very soon. Okay, and what are they going to bring into this relationship? What are they bringing into this relationship? I get commitment, forgiving and learning, separation, love yourself first, release your ex. Okay, now it's really interesting. I feel like this person is actually going to be pretty stable for you. And I think because of that, because they are going to be such a safe place and a safe person for you, there is going to be some things that they bring out in you. So like, I do feel like for example, what I'm seeing here is like, say you'll find yourself in a situation where your previous partner maybe would have started yelling at you or like emotionally going into a pattern that you like, as soon as you heard the certain word, like you were like anticipating this whole pattern or process or cycle to happen with them. And I think this person is going to like confuse you at first because you're going to anticipate the reactions you've had in the past in these situations, and this person is not going to go into them. This could be mind-blowing for you, I think. I feel like they're just going to be very like stable and reliable and consistent. I keep getting consistent. And that's going to help you work through some of the stuff that you didn't even realize you were like bracing yourself for. And that being said, I do feel like especially when the soulmate energy comes through, it does mean that there is going to be some healing lessons to happen and some triggers to work through and some limiting beliefs to work through. But I feel like overall, this person feels pretty consistent. And like you're going to like just work through it. I think it's also going to help you work on your communication with partners, because I don't necessarily think that like your communication might not have been terrible, but I think the people you were in relationship with couldn't talk on a heart-to-heart level. So I think even like breaking that cycle and being with this person who is open to having conversations and to hearing you out is going to be healing in itself, and also kind of like a weird experience at first because you're going to constantly anticipate these conversations being shut down or avoided, and then you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, we're actually having this conversation. Like, what do I do now? Like, it's almost like gonna be new for you because you're gonna be like, I've actually never gotten this far. These people are always like running away. So it's really interesting. I feel like this is gonna be a lot of new stuff for you. Totally different person, totally different type of relationship than what you've ever experienced. And from that though, like lots of healing. Lots of healing. What this person also is going to teach you though is how to like honor yourself and your needs first before you try to like meet the needs of the others. And I think that's another thing where these past people, you might have had to feel like you were like trying to manage their emotions and help them regulate themselves and figure out their own emotions. But this person here, they're all about self-regulation. So I think they're going to kind of teach you by default that where you haven't been self-regulating because you've been regulating your partner first. So that's also going to be a little bit new and different, I think, for you. But once again, I do feel like all this is going to be really great though, because it all says like heart-to-heart conversation, soulmate, learning that it's safe to love, it's safe, you're safe right now, it's safe for you to process your emotions, it's safe for you to, heal. Yeah, this actually feels so great. It feels like everything you've kind of been asking for, but it is, like I was gonna say, it's gonna be quite new. It might be uncomfortable because you're just not used to it. And I really like this very soon card. To me, I feel like that's a confirmation, conversation. That this is coming in pretty quickly for you. Whether you feel ready for it or not, but that might even be why the miracle card is coming through, where like you're still not quite sure if you believe this can happen for you, and then it does. This person does exist and they are real. Kind of funny. Romantic feelings, I like that. Yeah, I think you're gonna have a lot of chemistry with this person. Ugh, I feel like this is literally just someone you've been asking for. New love. Sorry, that's just coming through for anyone who's like, is this someone I already know? Is this someone I've dated before? No, like this is new. This is gonna be totally new to you. New, like they're saying, like, I don't think you've ever been with anyone like this. I don't think you've ever had a dynamic like this. And it's gonna throw you off. But if you go in ready and knowing that like it's good that this is different, that this is not repeating the same like chaotic, disharmonious relationship cycles that you have been in, this is going to be really great. And like I said, it's going to really help you heal some of the stuff of the past. Like these other people who like didn't self-regulate. That's like the best word I could use for it. These other people where you were really regulating their emotions for them. This person is the opposite. That's awesome. That means you definitely shift something or have changed something in your life to get someone who is literally embodying the opposite of what you've had in the past. That's really awesome, guys. Super, super awesome. Yeah, and I really just feel like, yeah, it definitely soulmate relationship. They're here to teach you so much. I am being, like, to be honest, I feel like there's definitely more about this person teaching you something than you teaching them. But in every relationship, we learn from each other. But I don't know. I'm really seeing how you are being taught by them, just by them being who they are and like being different from anything you've ever experienced, and that consistency. Yeah. I do kind of want to pull another card just asking, like, what are you, like, why are you coming into this person's life? I see why they're coming into yours. Like, they're just everything that you've been kind of needing or wanting to meet in the world. The kind of person that you want to have in your life. And you're great. You are great. I want to be clear of that. I'm just curious if we can get some clarity to what are you teaching them? To keep an open mind, to trust. This could be the one getting to know each other. Yeah, you know what? I just feel like like they are definitely going to see you as well as a soulmate. Definitely. Keep an open mind. Interesting. Clarify that calling in your soulmate. Yeah, you know what? I definitely got that. You're definitely you have a lot that you're gonna learn from them because you've just been in very chaotic relationships. They obviously have not been with the person that they feel like gets them, I think is it. Like I feel like they have never felt like they've met someone who aligns with them or gets them in the way that they want to be understood or had their energy matched in a way that they wanted it to be matched. But I do get that you are someone that they are manifesting in. Like you're trying to manifest them in and they're trying to manifest you in. And I think that's why it's coming in very soon is you're manifesting each other. It's so awesome. Um, and I definitely get that. I feel like you're just going to get them in a way that they haven't been understood before. And they're, I think, very quickly, like this person has two cards about consistency and commitment with you. They just like are gonna see you for a soulmate, I think, quite right away. I don't know if you're gonna see it as quickly. I mean, you're definitely gonna be attracted to them, but I feel like just because of how your past relationships have gone, you're not gonna quite be as quick to be like, this is my person. Because I think you're just kind of like, oh no, what kind of relationship am I getting myself into? Because you've, had your hopes up in the past and then they've not played out. But this person definitely, well, I think it's because they're so attached to their intuition and their higher self. They really are going to recognize you on a soul level quickly. And I definitely get like they do feel safe with you. And there is like, I think they like your mind. It's like a funny thing to say. So, I think they really like the way you think and they're very intrigued about how you think. And once again, it comes back to that, like they've been looking for someone who can match their energy, I think, their whole life. And you're someone who actually can. So you're going to be so drawn to the fact that they're consistent and like a wonderful human. And they're so drawn to like your mind, who you are as a person. I don't feel like they've had as much, like, for lack of better words, trauma in relationships. Like it doesn't seem like they have as much like romantic wounding to work through, but they just haven't ever met the person that made them feel like, yes, you are my person. So that's really interesting. Where you can have the opposite, where I think you like saw people and you hoped they were your person, but then they were just really not emotionally stable people or emotionally regulated people. So I don't know. This is actually, I kind of like this. I like how committed this person is to you and how intrigued they are by you. They are like all about you, my friends. Yeah, I would have no worries there. They're really into you and you're pretty into them romantically. Yeah. And there is something about communication here that you just love about them. I think you love the way that they surprise you with their communication. You just haven't experienced that before. It's so funny to say there's so much about this that's going to be so new for you. And it's in the best of ways. It's absolutely in the best of ways. They're going to just really set the bar for you. But that's probably why I love the fact that miracles come in. I know I've said that a couple times, but like this just goes to show like you don't even believe this relationship can be real because they're just so different from anything else you've had. Oh, this is so exciting. Oh man, there's been some great energy coming through for these piles. I'm so excited. Yay for love. I love love. I love how great things are gonna be for some of you on my channel. Yay! Hope I get a win too eventually. Okay, is there anything else my pile threes need to hear about this connection? Anything else I need to know? We have transparency. Yes, being honest. Oh, that is going to be such a big thing. Farewell to the moon and the return of Aphrodite. Oh my gosh. This is going to be amazing. Transparency. You really are going to be able to be truthfully who you are. Like this is like we're saying you see them as a soulmate, they're calling you in as a soulmate, you both are on the same page, you both want the same things, and you both want a lot of like, I like this, like you both got a lot of fire energy, you got a lot of like chemistry. Got a lot of chemistry. There's a lot of romantic vibes between the two of you, and it just, oh, you just feel like sometimes you see energy and you're like, you guys are just such a perfect fit. That is what I'm seeing. Like you just complement each other so beautifully. And what you're wanting from someone is what they have to offer. And what they are wanting from someone is what you have to offer. And it's like, oh my gosh, of course this is going to work out. It's so beautiful. And I even like this is going to be like a deeply emotional relationship. Like neither one of you are scared of each other's emotions. Neither one of you are scared of who the other person really is. Like that is so beautiful. It's so, so beautiful. And there's no need to like put up like walls about like trying to be a certain way or being a certain person. Like it's just like you are just so accepted as you are. That's like everything, right? Like what else do you need in life? Yeah. And you know, the other thing too is I feel like you both just really appreciate the other. Like there's an equal love of each other's intellectual minds, and perspectives and opinions. I feel like you're gonna like really inspire each other and really encourage each other. Like this just seems amazing. Seriously, I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked. I can't like quite get out the energy about how awesome this is gonna be. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. Yeah. Birth of the goddess, guidance, treating, and sacred. Yeah. Oh, this feels like such a high romantic relationship. Like, you know, like it's not just like, for example, like in pile one, I was saying there's like an energy of there being like a soulmate who had the potential to step up, or they wouldn't step up, and that would be okay because there'd be another soulmate that would be more aligned with them. Like you are one of those more aligned soulmates. Like you're both meeting each other where you need to be met. You're both stepping up. It's beautiful. Like there's nothing else to say about this. You guys are going to be great. You're awesome. You just don't even look for it. Look at that. We also have telepathy. I feel like you're really going to get each other. And I love receptivity, just meaning you're both like ready to be equally contributing in this relationship. Like you both are givers, you're both are lovers, you both are just like so ready. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay. I don't know if I have anything else to say other than just fangirling over your relationship. Maybe it's time to let it go. Me let you go so you can go meet this person. You gotta get out there. You gotta live your life and find them. So that being said, I think I'm gonna leave it here. This is gonna be so great, and I'm so glad you get to have a relationship like this. And I'm so glad this person's gonna blow your mind, and you're gonna blow their mind because you're everything they've ever wanted, and you get them in a way they've never been understood before, and you're such a perfect match for them. And I'm so glad that you finally get to get a person who's consistent, who is reliable, who regulates themselves, who isn't scared of your emotions or their own. That's going to be amazing for you. Okay, I'm going to let you go now. I hope you have a great one. You get out there and live your life, and I'll catch you around sometime.